We all take it for granted. However, the truth is that SMS has impacted all of us in ways that we don't really think about now. I mean, it started it all. It was the root of any fast, quick, short, non-verbal communication that we could receive in an instant. We could suddenly reach one another no matter where we were and shape text communication. But SMS hasn't gone out of fashion, even though it might seem that way. After watching this video, you'll know what SMS communication in customer service is, how it works, and why it's worth considering. Let's get into it. So, SMS was first, then came everything else we so commonly use today. And even after the messaging apps took over, SMS still offers various benefits, regardless of your location as a business. Offering SMS as a customer service channel to your customers has many benefits. Before we get into why it's worth using SMS communication, the benefits, and the costs, let's start off with the basics. Short message service, so SMS, customer service support, isn't only for large businesses that have huge budgets. Small and medium-sized businesses can also harness the power of SMS customer service as well. And the best part is that SMS customer service support doesn't go through your budget like there's no tomorrow. It keeps it sweet and simple and is easily adjusted. It's convenient for your customers since nearly everyone uses SMS at some point during the day. Whether it's a notification that your package is about to arrive or your loved ones are asking you whether dinner is still on. Here's a fun fact. Americans use SMS more frequently than any other messaging app. And according to a study by Simple Texting, nearly 26 billion SMS messages are sent by Americans daily. And it's most likely due to the simplicity of sending an SMS message. Of course, SMS customer service also offers answers on demand, and it is a part of everyday life, making it much less invasive, while also making it fast and fun. So, why is it worth considering? Let's be honest, it's instantaneous, and yes, you can argue that messaging apps are also instantaneous, but what if the power cuts out in your neighborhood? You're left with no 5G and no Wi-Fi, because that actually did happen to me for a few hours, and I couldn't even call an Uber until I walked a few streets down. I know it's just an example, but at that moment I really cherished SMS or even a simple phone call. Getting back to the topic. Typing an SMS takes seconds, writing an email takes a few minutes, and calling even longer, especially if you're placed on hold. But the most important thing from a business point of view is that SMS messages actually have a whopping rate of 96%. Compared with other communication channels, SMS offers quick case resolutions because of the speed, and it's available to everyone. All you need is a decent phone signal, and SMS can reach customers in a way other channels can't. Let me share a few statistics from GSMA Intelligence and CTIA. 90% of texts are read in under 3 minutes. 85% of consumers prefer to text versus calling or emailing. 75% of consumers are frustrated when they're unable to reply or take action after receiving an automated SMS message. So, what is the consumer demand? As we all know, time is precious, so giving your customer time to think about their response or a decision on a purchase is an advantage. Your customers don't have to rush their decision-making process. By providing SMS communication, you are giving your customers the luxury of being able to reply to you whenever they have made their purchase decision or whenever it's convenient for them. And to reply, they just go to their native messages and text you back. Cost efficiency of SMS communication. It's actually much cheaper to handle customer inquiries by text than over the phone. According to a Forrester study, the average customer service phone call costs about $16, whereas the average text thread costs between $1 to $5 per interaction. Having a messaging service can also divert a high volume of calls your agents would otherwise need to handle. This reduces stress on your team and lets you tackle more cases with fewer reps. And that's not all. 90% of text messages are read in under 3 minutes. And what's 3 minutes when it comes to a customer service phone call? Customer satisfaction. We've mentioned that some customers don't like phone customer service due to the long wait times or because they don't feel comfortable expressing a complaint by phone. As for emails, it is sometimes a hassle to explain a situation thoroughly. So it's not surprising that 58% of customers prefer SMS over phone or email. Let's bring up a few use cases to give you a better idea of how SMS communication is used in customer service. Sales promotions. With an estimated open rate of 96%, business text messaging is actually an extremely attractive and cost-effective option for promoting sales. For promotions that are time-sensitive, text messaging is an obvious choice, since in an average email campaign, only 50% of total opens will have taken place after 6 hours. Where time isn't such a factor, you might consider using SMS to bolster your email campaigns rather than replace them. Marketing campaigns. If you work or have worked in marketing, you may have heard of the rule of 7. It suggests that you have to reach potential customers in several different places and in a number of different ways before you can convert them to purchase. Exactly how many touches this takes is still up for debate, but it's clear that successful campaigns need to be as integrated as possible. You can easily pair bulk text messaging with email marketing. By sending out both email and SMS campaigns, you can see how people engage with different communication channels. Over time, you will build a clear picture of how and where members of your database prefer to be contacted. Arrivals and check-ins. As well as being able to check in using SMS, airlines like Lufthansa are taking text messaging even further. You can request arrival and departure information using the flight time and number, and they'll also text you important information about your flight like delays or gate changes. Clearly, this is useful for business travelers, but it also represents an interesting shift away from the tendency to use apps to provide this sort of information. Although, in fact, many providers will probably end up using both apps and SMS. This makes sense since many travelers will disable data entirely to prevent roaming charges. Important information. There's a lot of email spam out there. You may get the odd unsolicited text message, but for the most part, text messaging is still perceived as being a fairly secure option. It's perhaps not surprising that some banks, such as Swedbank, allow customers to request information such as balances and transactions using a text message. Banks in the UK are doing similar things, but largely in a more passive way. For example, text message notifications are often used to notify customers about their accounts. LiveChat and CTIA integration. So we've talked a lot about SMS communication, the benefits, why it's worth considering, and we've also shared some case studies. Now, how do you actually use it? Well, you can use SMS gateways. However, there's an easier solution. If you already have LiveChat, then you can install the two-way integration. The integration runs natively in LiveChat to make it as intuitive as possible. The integration combines all your communication channels into a single interface, allowing you to receive and text back your customers in the same way as you would send texts on Facebook Messenger. The link to the integration will be in the description. SMS communication might not be the first thing you think of when you communicate with your customers. Nevertheless, in many cases, SMS can be a very effective tool that can improve your communication with your customers. It can increase engagement, attract recipients to webinars, help with check-in, and even remind customers about their appointments. The possibilities are endless. Therefore, I encourage you to consider using SMS communication where you can. See you soon.